I just wanted to talk to you about another specialty that's not very well known, but is very important, and this is in the field of radiology. When you're going for your CAT scan, your MRI, your PET scan, who exactly is behind setting all that up? Let's see. Most people only learn this career exists on one of the most stressful mornings of their lives. You are sitting in a quiet waiting room off a hospital corridor you have never walked before, clutching a paperwork clipboard with cold hands. 3 weeks ago, you had a routine follow-up scan and your physician called with the words nobody wants to hear. They saw something on the image, but the test could not tell them what that shape was actually doing. A standard CAT or X-ray gives doctors a picture of physical anatomy, capturing bones, organ outlines, and tissue shapes, but it operates like a still photograph of a house from the outside, showing structure without revealing what is happening inside the rooms. To solve that mystery, a specialized healthcare professional must step into the room, administer a precise dose of an engineered radioactive tracer into your bloodstream, wait patiently while your metabolism circulates it through your tissues, and track the faint energy signals emitted from deep inside you. That person is not the physician, and for the next 2 critical hours, they are the singular clinician guiding you through the procedure. Today, you are stepping into the shoes of that clinician, and your morning schedule begins with a patient named Robert. Robert is 58 years old, works a regional delivery route, and finished a grueling round of cancer treatments 11 months ago with a clean bill of health. During his recent checkup, an imaging study revealed a single lymph node in his chest that measured slightly larger than previous scans. The enlargement was subtle, far too small to confirm a recurrence on its own, leaving his oncologist facing a difficult clinical dilemma. She could adopt a watchful waiting approach for 90 days while anxiety builds and potential tumors spread, or she could refer him for an invasive surgical biopsy through the chest wall, carrying genuine operating room risks for a finding that might just be benign tissue inflammation. Seeking definitive clarity without unnecessary trauma, she orders a functional molecular study. Robert arrives at 10 minutes before 7 in the morning, having fasted since midnight, nervous and holding a travel mug of tea he is instructed not to touch. You immediately check his resting blood glucose level rather than his blood pressure because the diagnostic tracer mimics simple glucose, requiring starved cellular pathways that eagerly absorb the incoming material. His glucose level registers within target parameters, giving you the green light to prepare the compound before time runs out. The compound prepared for Robert this morning literally did not exist 24 hours ago. It was synthesized late last night inside a specialized medical cyclotron facility, packaged into a secure lead transport container, and delivered to the hospital loading dock at first light. The defining reality of working with radiopharmaceuticals is that their physical potency begins diminishing the exact instant they are synthesized, halving in radioactive strength roughly every 2 hours regardless of storage conditions. A vial delivered at 6 in the morning retains only a fraction of its diagnostic strength by midday, meaning every individual patient dose must be calculated against a ticking clock that never pauses. A patient arriving 45 minutes behind schedule is not just an administrative delay. It frequently results in an expired dose that fails to generate diagnostic imaging. Working behind high-density lead glass, you retrieve the syringe from a secure tungsten shield that blocks gamma exposure to your hands, confirm the calibrated activity on the detector, and introduce the tracer into Robert's intravenous line over 4 seconds. The injection produces 0 physical sensation, surprising patients who anticipate a burning or cold rush. The subsequent 60 minutes represent the active phase of the evaluation, during which Robert remains seated in a dimly lit, silent room while his circulatory system distributes the tracer throughout his body. Cellular structures absorb the sugar analog based on metabolic demand, with the heart consuming a moderate amount, the brain absorbing a heavy concentration, and rapidly dividing malignant cells aggressively consuming far more than their normal share. You give Robert strict instructions to avoid speaking, moving, reading, or texting on a mobile device, because any active skeletal muscle will immediately pull the tracer into peripheral tissue and create false artifacts that obscure the underlying pathology. At 8 in the morning, You escort him to the scanner suite, assisting him onto the imaging couch with his arms elevated above his head as the detector ring positions itself around his torso. To alleviate the claustrophobia that frequently surfaces in these moments, you clearly reassure him that the acquisition takes roughly 20 minutes. The gantry does not capture standard light exposure. Rather, it registers paired annihilation photons emitted as the isotope decays inside the tissue, calculating millions of intersecting vectors to map high metabolism hotspots. As the reconstructed image renders on the acquisition monitor, a discrete pea-sized focus deep within the left chest lights up with intense tracer uptake. While increased glucose avidity can stem from benign inflammation or infection, this precise functional landmark eliminates all clinical guesswork for the oncology team. Instead of subjecting Robert to a major open surgical exploration, his surgeon can now pass a targeted biopsy needle directly into the coordinates provided by the scan, catching a localized recurrence before it produces clinical symptoms. After completing Robert's documentation and sanitizing the imaging table, your workday continues across a diverse spectrum of procedural protocols. Nuclear medicine technology encompasses far more than static oncology evaluations, requiring clinicians to operate as patient caretakers, physics practitioners, and pharmacological handlers simultaneously. Your second case of the morning involves a whole-body skeletal survey for an individual with chronic lumbar discomfort, followed by a dynamic hepatobiliary study assessing gallbladder ejection fractions in a patient experiencing abdominal pain. Later in the shift, you manage a dual-phase myocardial perfusion stress examination, comparing blood flow patterns across working and resting states to identify coronary arterial blockages before an acute cardiac event occurs. Each distinct diagnostic study relies on unique isotopes, precise administration timing, customized positioning techniques, and specialized digital acquisition parameters. The role demands continuous physical activity, including establishing venous access, manually transferring and positioning mobility-impaired patients, and walking individuals through intimidating machinery with patience and empathy. Safety remains governed by the foundational radiological principles of time, distance, and shielding. Clinicians wear personal dosimeter badges that continuously monitor cumulative exposure levels, ensuring career-long radiation absorption stays well below conservative occupational safety thresholds through proper use of syringe shields, lead barriers, and efficient handling techniques. The profession is also expanding beyond diagnostic imaging into targeted molecular radiotherapy, known within modern oncology as Theranostics. This approach utilizes matching pairs of targeting molecules, a diagnostic radioisotope. First locates specific cellular receptors on cancer cells during a PET acquisition, followed by an identical carrier molecule equipped with a therapeutic isotope like lutetium-177 that delivers destructive ionizing radiation directly to the malignant cells while sparing healthy surrounding tissue. Game-changing therapies like Pluvicto for metastatic prostate cancer and Lutathera for neuroendocrine tumors are administered directly within these specialized departments. From a compensation standpoint, the field offers an exceptional return on educational investment. The national median compensation for certified nuclear medicine technologists routinely reaches six figures, typically starting between $90,000 and $110,000 annually. In competitive metropolitan markets and union-backed hospital networks across regions like Northern California, experienced technologists can earn $85 to $95 per hour, translating to total annual earnings between $170,000 and nearly $190,000. For professionals seeking geographic flexibility, 13-week travel assignments frequently provide several $1,000s per week alongside dedicated living stipends. Because training program capacities remain intentionally small and experienced senior clinicians continue to reach retirement age, demand for credentialed specialists remains robust across major healthcare networks nationwide. Entering this specialized healthcare sector does not require 8 years of university training or substantial graduate school loan burdens. The vast majority of working technologists enter the field through dedicated 2-year Associate of Science programs offered at regionally accredited community colleges or through accelerated post-baccalaureate certificate tracks. The initial phase involves completing foundational collegiate prerequisites, including general chemistry, human anatomy and physiology, algebra, and introductory physics. Once admitted into a dedicated nuclear medicine program, students complete rigorous didactic coursework covering radiation safety, radiopharmacy, instrumentation physics, and molecular biology, alongside hundreds of hours of supervised clinical rotations inside hospital imaging departments. In many public community college systems, total in-state tuition for the entire vocational program ranges between $5,000 and $9,000. When paired with federal grants or tuition reimbursement opportunities, students can enter a 6-figure healthcare career with little to no lingering student debt, bypassing the massive financial liabilities associated with traditional medical professions. Prior to enrolling, prospective students must verify whether a chosen program aligns with the primary national credentialing pathways, namely the Nuclear Medicine Technology Certification Board, NMTCB, or the American Registry of Radiologic Technologists, ARRT, as state licensing boards enforce distinct prerequisite guidelines. As usual, we have assembled a complete educational guide in the description below, outlining accredited training institutions by region, direct admissions contacts, current tuition schedules, and a comprehensive cost-benefit analysis comparing educational expense against long-term earning trajectories. Furthermore, our team is currently building an all-inclusive healthcare career intelligence platform launching in approximately 1 month. This dedicated website will provide transparent, real-world data across every medical profession, detailing accurate schooling costs, verified geographic compensation tiers, schedule flexibility, and work-life balance metrics to help you make informed professional decisions. Be sure to check the platform link provided in the description to secure early access upon launch, review the resource guides, and take the initial steps toward this high-impact career path.